Is there a breed better than the Corgi? Probably not. With their short, stubby legs, long bodies, and goofy smiles, it's no wonder why everyone wants one. However, if you're thinking of getting one or already own one, then you'll want to make sure you know these 10 surprising things that Corgis absolutely hate. And make sure you watch till the end, because the last one can be borderline cruel. Before we get to that, here's one of the weirdest ones first. Number 1. Corgis hate the rain. That is perhaps one of the strangest, irrational fears I've seen in this breed. However, rainy days can actually turn a Corgi's world upside down. But we don't blame them. Their short legs and low-to-the-ground bodies mean that even a light drizzle can make them feel like they're swimming. In fact, one Corgi owner said, "He hates rain with a burning passion. How dare us humans allow the sky to be water? This is all our fault." Another owner mentioned, "My Corgi refuses to walk even if the ground is wet." Wet fur is a nightmare for Corgis because it takes forever to dry, and they loathe that soggy feeling, kind of like wearing wet socks. Plus, the sensation of raindrops hitting their sensitive ears and face is enough to send them running for cover. Adding to the misery, muddy paws are inevitable, and Corgis hate to endure a paw cleaning session after every walk. So if you ever see a Corgi staring angrily at the sky, you know they're just not fans of getting soaked. Number 2. Corgis hate bath time. Bath time and Corgis are a match made in heaven, said no one ever. These little furballs may love rolling in the dirt, but when it comes to getting clean, it's a whole different story. Because these dogs hate the rain, it makes a lot of sense why they may hate water too. One Corgi owner quipped, "My Corgi freaks out and acts like I'm trying to drop him every time I bring out the shampoo." Their double coat makes the process even worse, as it takes ages to get completely wet and even longer to dry. In fact, I'm pretty sure Corgis would much rather stay smelly than endure a bath. Plus, the slippery tub can make them feel insecure and anxious. In addition, they also hate the sound of running water, which can be quite scary for them. But if Corgis hate water and the rain, they must love hot, dry weather, right? Well, not quite. Number 3. Corgis hate the heat. When the temperature rises, Corgis aren't exactly thrilled. That's because their thick double coat, which keeps them warm in the cold, becomes a burden in the heat. After all, these dogs originated from Wales, where temperatures can drop as low as 5 to 7 degrees Celsius in the winter. So imagine wearing a heavy winter coat on a hot summer day. Sounds miserable, right? Well, that's how a Corgi feels. One owner said, "My Corgi sprawls out on the cool tile floor like a starfish to escape the heat." Overheating can be a serious concern for these dogs, making them lethargic and uncomfortable. They'll often pant excessively and seek out the coolest spots in the house. And here's a fun fact. One of the main reasons why Corgis sploot is to disperse their body heat and cool down on a hot summer day. So if it's too warm in the home, don't forget to turn on the AC and give your pup some water. Number 4. Corgis hate sneezing or coughing. I don't know about you, but sneezing or coughing is absolutely forbidden in the home with my Corgi. It might be natural for us, but to a Corgi, it's like the end of the world. One Corgi owner says, "Yeah, my Corgi hates it. You would think they'd get used to it after a few thousand times." These little guys can be quite dramatic when they hear unexpected noises, and a loud sneeze or cough is no exception. But why? Their sensitive ears make sudden, loud sounds startling, and they often react with a mix of confusion and concern. This will send some Corgis into a barking frenzy, while others might give you the side-eye death stare. The suddenness of the noise disrupts their sense of calm and can make them anxious. That said, if you've got an urge to cough or sneeze, it's probably a good idea to do it in another room. However, with their sensitive hearing, they don't just hate sneezing and coughing. Number 5. Corgis hate vacuums, lawnmowers, and other equipment. When it comes to household chores, Corgis have strong opinions, especially about vacuum cleaners. These machines are like evil monsters in the eyes of a Corgi. Lawnmowers are no better. Their roaring engines and vibrations make corgis want to flee. But that's not all. Snow throwers, leaf blowers, floor steamers, and chainsaws are all the enemy. Well, at least according to my corgi. Any equipment that cleans the floor, my dog wants to destroy. However, it's not just the loud noise they hate. It's the fact that these machines evade their space with unpredictable movements. They can turn a calm corgi into a bundle of nerves, barking, chasing, hiding, and in some cases, even attacking. Next time you hear a corgi's bark over the hum of household equipment, try to understand that in their minds, they're defending their turf and protecting you. Number 6. Corgis hate intruders on their territory. Imagine a tiny, fur-covered knight guarding its castle. That's literally a corgi when an intruder approaches their domain. Corgis are fiercely protective and have a strong sense of territory. In fact, one corgi owner jokes, "The house isn't going to defend itself from the wind, shadows, and whatever lives in the dimensions only he can see." You can count on their herding and protecting instincts to kick into high gear, making them bark loudly and relentlessly at anyone who dares to enter their space. Whether it's a stranger, a delivery person, or even a curious squirrel, corgis see them all as potential threats. On the bright side, their protective nature, combined with their keen senses, makes them excellent watchdogs despite their small size. However, it's going to be tough listening to that barking all the time. Number 7. Corgis hate high places. High places and corgis aren't a good mix. Why? Well, it should be obvious. With their short legs and long bodies, these little pups aren't built for heights. If they see something interesting in a high place they can't reach, they'll probably run circles and bark like crazy. Some would call it jealousy. However, it's probably a good thing most corgis hate high places because their unique build makes jumping off high places risky and dangerous. Corgis can easily hurt their backs or joints with even a small jump. Plus, being up high makes them feel unstable and anxious, so they might prefer to keep all 4 paws on solid ground. Number 8. Corgis hate being left alone. Being left alone for long periods of time is quite literally a corgi's worst nightmare. These dogs are social butterflies that crave human companionship and hate solitude. Now, just think about why that is. Historically, corgis were bred to work closely with humans as herding dogs, always being by their side and actively involved. This deep-rooted need for human interaction makes them anxious when left by themselves. So it's completely natural for them to always want to be around their owners. Plus, their affectionate and loyal nature means they thrive on human interaction. Without their favorite humans around, they can become bored and destructive, chewing on furniture or howling in distress. In fact, separation anxiety is relatively common in corgis, leading to behaviors like excessive barking or pacing. Just remember, they love being part of the family action and need plenty of attention and mental stimulation to keep them happy. Number 9. Corgis hate cuddling and being lapdogs. My corgi hates snuggles, kisses, hugs, and cuddles. I think we have a cat, honestly. And trust me, this isn't just with my corgi. Contrary to their cute and cuddly appearance, corgis aren't always the biggest fans of snuggling up. These energetic pups have a strong, independent streak and often prefer being active over being a lapdog. In fact, one owner says, "She hates cuddling so much, but she still wants to be within reaching distance. But if you touch her, it's an instant bark, and she'll go get her toy and wants you to play with her instead." Bred as herding dogs, they have a natural instinct to stay alert and on the move, which doesn't exactly mesh well with extended cuddle sessions. While they love being around their humans, they value their personal space and freedom much more. Too much hugging can make them feel confined or uncomfortable. And before you know it, they'll be desperately trying to escape your grip. So, if your corgi wriggles away from your affectionate embrace, it's not because they don't love you. They just prefer showing their affection in more active ways. Number 10. Corgis hate being ignored. There's nothing worse you can do to your corgi than to ignore them. Being ignored is a big no-no, and corgis absolutely hate it. These spirited little dogs not only thrive on attention, but practically demand it. One owner jokes, "If I don't acknowledge my Corgi every 5 minutes, he acts like he's been abandoned for years. I've never met such a demanding dog in my life." Now, I'm not saying you should dedicate every waking second of your attention to your Corgi. However, if they're pawing at your foot or making whining noises at you, don't ignore them. As mentioned, Corgis were bred to be active herding dogs, working closely with humans. So, they have a strong desire to be involved in everything you do. When they feel neglected or ignored, they can become extremely vocal, bark, or even resort to mischievous behavior to grab your attention. Think of ignoring a Corgi like ignoring a persistent alarm clock. They just won't stop until you pay attention. These dogs love being part of all family activities and need plenty of engagement to stay happy. Next time you see your Corgi pawing at you or nudging you with their nose, it's their way of saying, "Hey, don't forget about me." Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.